In a world without taxes, capital structure doesn't affect a company's value, but once corporate taxes exist, everything changes. Why is that? Because interest payments are tax deductible, but equity returns are not. This means the government gives up a portion of its tax revenue, which is basically like paying part of your interest for you. The taxes you save don't just disappear, they stay with the company and its investors. So under the mini tax, the value of a leveraged firm equals the value of an unleveraged firm plus the present value of the tax shield. If we assume perpetual debt and a tax rate of tau, then the tax shield from interest deductibility is also a perpetual cash flow. Discounting it at the cost of debt RD, the present value of the tax shield equals tau times RD times D divided by RD, which simplifies to tau times D. This gives us the famous formula VL equals VU plus tau times D. Of course, debt isn't free money, but the tax shield is a cash flow subsidized by the government. This leads to three things happening at the same time. First, the value of the leveraged company increases. Second, the required return on equity, R1, is lowered. And third, the WACC is reduced overall. Not because the company is safer, but because part of the risk premium is shifted to the tax authorities. That's why we say that MVS tax isn't magic. It's simply a result of the fiscal structure. Today, we're going to solve to learn. In corporate finance, sometimes debt is a subsidy from the government. Given, for company ABC, EBIT is 2 million, perpetual RU is 11%, and the tax rate, tau, is 20%. They issue 6 million in debt to buy back stock, with an interest rate of 8%, repaid in equal installments over 4 years. First, the value of the unleveraged company, VEO. The after-tax operating cash flow is 2.0 times 1 minus 0.2, which equals 1.6. So the perpetual value VU is 1.6 divided by 0.11, which equals 14.545. The annual repayment amount, C, for 6 million, is calculated using the annuity factor, AF, at 8% for 4 years, which is 3.312. So C equals 6 divided by 3.312, which is 1.812. Third, the interest tax shield. The tax shield formula, TS equals tau times the interest for the year. The tax shields for the 4 years are first year 0.096, second year 0.0746, third year 0.0516, and fourth year 0.0268. Fourth, the present value of the tax shield equals the sum of the present values of the tax shields over 4 years, totaling 0.214. Since the risk of the tax shield is the same as that of the debt, the discount rate used is the debt interest rate of 8%. Fifth, the value of the leveraged company, VL, equals VU plus PVTS, which is 14.545 plus 0.214, totaling 14.759. In the end, the value created by leverage doesn't come from operational improvements or growth, but purely from tax arbitrage. What my tax teaches us is not to borrow more money, but to understand where value comes from under the system.